4 months ago, I released a video on Anthem exploring if there's any players still in the game in 2025, and what I found was that the game actually has a pretty thriving but small active player base that revisits challenges each month, plays the games with each other in co-op, and, just has a little community to schedule certain days to play with each other. You can still hop into Anthem right now and find some players in random co-op sessions, even though, the player count isn't very high. It's pretty consistent. And what I also found is the game is still pretty fun. It does have one of my favorite movement systems in a video game literally ever, and I love revisiting it at random times when I get the urge or the itch. And, hop online, maybe find some people, run some dungeons, get some loot, build new kits on my interceptor. Unfortunately, there is some bad news. Polygon released an article today based on Bioware and EA's statement that they are closing the servers on January 12th, 2026. I can't imagine that keeping some Anthem servers up and running indefinitely would be that much of a cost to a publisher like EA, who probably has a lot of resources. So it makes me wonder why they are sunsetting the game, which is just, I hate the word sunsetting, because they're trying to limit the impact of what they're actually doing, which is just straight up killing the playability, which, it falls into that, stop killing games initiative, which the initiative, it wants publishers to at least provide a plan to support games at their end of life cycle, something that can, leave them in a playable state after they stop giving it support. In the case of Anthem, it's an online always game, which means you need an active internet connection, you need the servers to be even able to play the content. So what they're effectively doing by 2026 is making it completely unplayable. I'll never be able to go back in and enjoy this movement system and play the game with friends, unless of course there's other things that EA and Bioware aren't saying. Perhaps a upcoming sequel, which I highly doubt, or perhaps they're going to create a single player only experience, which I also highly doubt, because they would have otherwise mentioned it in their statement. So as is, it looks like EA and Bioware are just straight up killing the game. I probably had the Polygon article coming up while I was ranting this whole time, just shown on screen so that you guys can kind of see, but I'm taking a look right now, and their specific statement is, after careful consideration, we will be sunsetting Anthem on January 12th, 2026. This means that the game will still be playable online for the next 180 days. Wow, thank you guys. They're limiting the purchase of in-game premium currency, which is great. Okay, so we don't waste our money. I hope nobody was buying that to begin with. They say, we deeply appreciate your dedication, passion, and support over the years, and we'd like to thank you for that. If you'd like to thank us for that, you would keep the game on life support for longer. I mean, I covered most of the history of Anthem, it was a very brief history, but I covered it in the intro to my last video that is finally hitting the algorithm, and that's where I actually found out about these closures. Was someone left a comment today, very, very aptly and on time, because this article I'm reading was posted 30 minutes ago. And just to double check, I'm looking it up. Yeah, there's no official way to play this game solo or offline after the date. The game is literally not built for solo in any way at all. Cannot play the single player campaign offline. So we're not given an alternative. We're not given some backup or a single player version that's going to be updated when it shuts down. It sounds like this game is getting sunsetted the same way The Crew did by Ubisoft, which rendered the game completely unplayable as well, which just, this sucks. To lose this piece of artwork and unique gameplay, regardless if the loot system is pretty shit because there's a cap and it's not very fleshed out, there are still moments to be had in this game, especially because I'm reading some people oh, I just picked this up for $3. Okay, you picked up for $3, your $3 is good for another 180 days, and then bye $3. What about the people who didn't pick it up on sale in the last few months? This sucks. if they're trying to sell this game at full price beyond this point, I just think that is insane. Anyways, sign the Stop Killing Games initiative, please. If you have any criticisms that you'd like to express, you can put them in the comments below or out on social media. Please do not harass any developers or target any specific individuals. I think that if we keep a level-headed discussion about this, it's a lot better than, sending targeted harassment. Nobody wants that. Please, we just want our games to stay alive. Thanks. Go watch my other video.